Welcome to the Meeple People podcast.
Wow.
We got me, Anthony. We also have...
Me, not Anthony.
We have Rob. We also have...
You got me, Dan.
And, as always, our comic relief who still needs his ice cream.
Bill.
That's Joe.
Close enough.
All of us?
Actually, that was probably a good try, Joe.
all of
not
us,
gonna lie.
not Anthony, turns out.
Yep.
Yeah.
None of you are Anthony. None of us share a name, actually. We're all unique in our own right.
Which
We are
is
all
really-
an enigma.
Good news.
It's honestly kind of
Cigarette
weird.
juice.
I'm used to sharing a name with somebody.
All right. Well, today is Wednesday, August 8th, and
True.
let's see. We just got back from Gen Con a couple days
I
ago.
didn't.
Dan didn't.
I did
We'll
not.
get into why Dan wasn't at Gen Con in a bit.
Because
Just
he's a
for a good reason.
loser. He's a loser.
But I think this was the best Gen Con that we've been to so far.
In terms of just the
In
amount
terms of just overall.
The amount of
Overall, I think it
games.
was the best Gen Con.
We definitely hit the hall, like the free gaming hall a lot to test a lot of the games. So it's overall gaming,
Yeah. Last
gaming
year-
a lot more gaming than we have the last 2 years. Well, at least for me, the last 2 years.
Yeah, the last anniversary or last year had a lot of stuff happening, but
Yeah.
this year was just at least
Last year
for
was
us,
really overwhelming.
Well, I mean, it couldn't be
way
as
more
hectic as
games.
last year
Yeah.
started out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Well,
year was just more games.
Yeah.
It was more games this year,
games.
and it was more of us mingling with potential.
Mingling with the singles.
Not at all.
Mingling with
Because Rob
companies
gets all
become
of
friends with that
All
will
of them.
send us stuff to demo for them.
We met up with
Tell them whether or
came-
not their games are crap or not.
We exchanged information with a lot of different companies,
Yep.
demoed a lot of great games,
Yep.
bought a ton of games, so
Yep.
much that we couldn't fit them all in the car. And our friend
Except for
Pete-
me, I only bought one. I bought a lot of Magic cards though. I
and-
regret the cost, but it's so worth it.
And our friend Pete had to ship his games home, which makes
Yeah.
perfect sense because his games together combined were a weight of like 35 pounds.
Yeah,
So-
a lot.
I thought that was just the one box you were talking about.
No, it was all
Well,
three.
it was one
all three
game.
plus his modular
Yeah.
dungeon tiles.
Well,
Yeah, it's
okay.
one
Yeah, there you
game,
go.
3 boxes.
That makes sense.
Because
Our friend Pete bought GKR, Giant Killer Robots, and both expansions. If you haven't heard about that game, go
Heavy
check
Hitters
it out.
is the actual
Go
title.
check it out.
GKR Heavy Hitters.
Yeah.
GKR Heavy Hitters, GKR Giant Killer Robots.
Yeah, I just call it GKR for
If
sure.
you like,
Oh yeah, I
even
just had to tell him what GKR.
if you like,
GKR, what's that?
like all the greats, if you like Robotech, you like Gundam, you like Evangelion, you like
like
Gurren
buildings?
Lagann, you like this game.
You like buildings and architecture, you're gonna hate it
'Cause
you
you're gonna
destroy the
just-
crap out of it.
Yep.
You know,
Those
the funny thing
buildings
is,
will
we
not
used to
live.
just walk past that booth every time.
I'm
We
an architect.
Never looked at it.
This
Well,
game
'cause the game
offends
used
me.
to be insanely hard to demo because the demos took time and there were
Yeah.
always queues, and also the game is $1 bajillion.
Well-
So you're like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and play this demo.
Yeah, I think
I don't really
collectively,
feel like
I
playing
think
for, like,
collectively
3
Pete
hours.
spent $350 buying the base game and both.
And
core-
from
no,
what I
it's-
was told,
it's
that's at a
three-
discount.
It's three
Which-
$329, and that's with a discount.
There you go.
And then he spent $60 shipping it home, and he still saved money because that's how it works.
It's a beautiful thing. I almost bought Kingdom Death, but
Mhm.
I didn't because I would have to ship it and I would technically lose $10
Yeah,
if I shipped it. So I'll just buy it online and not pay for shipping.
math.
Goals.
America.
I'm kind
Math.
of an old soul when it comes to games. I like buying games that have been like out of print forever, like Luchador. I need to get that game
You just get it.
because you actually I was gonna get on the last day, but we're like kind of rushing to get home because we don't want to get home super late. But
Sad story,
But why
bro.
get it at Gen Con
When
when
I
you can
can-
get it
I can just
from
get it at Highlander-
Games and Comics, Boonton, New Jersey,
Yep.
sponsoring this podcast and the majority of our videos.
so yeah, Scott, if you listen to this, I want to order Luchador through you.
Or you could just, message him on Facebook and or call him.
True.
I hope he listens to this and then goes, no.
Yeah, who's listening and just goes, I hate all of them.
All right.
We
so
love you, Scott. Don't worry.
Before we get into our Gen Con, what do you want to call it?
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans, our recap of what we did. Let's talk about why Dan wasn't there. Also, Dan hasn't been on the podcast in
Ever?
ever, so
It-
yeah.
I
mean,
honestly
ever.
think this is my first podcast. No, it's
That's
not
not
my
true.
You
first.
were on the first
It's-
podcast and you haven't been back.
Are you sure?
No, because
Are you
I was
sure?
on the
No.
Return podcast from
He's
Gen
been on
Con
like
last
2
year.
podcasts, 3 podcasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 or 3, but it's
But that was
been
been my
a while.
it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, you weren't on the last one for sure.
No, I was in the chat though. I brought the Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he was in
I
the
was
chat.
You
watching
almost made it.
Like 2 minutes off.
You weren't saved by the bell.
No.
We were.
Yeah,
Or
we
hungry.
were. We were
I
saved
was
by
gonna
the
say
bell.
we did. We got the bell.
I just came in clutch with the food delivery.
All right, so Dan,
So
give us the sad reason.
I mean, it's
It's
not.
devastating. It's
it's-
devastating.
Yeah,
depends
just
on
say
how you look at
just
it.
say it real fast so we can get over this to important stuff. You know what I mean? You know
Well,
what
I
I'm
got a
saying?
new job, unfortunately, and unlike my old one, there's
Oh,
only a
boo-hoo.
limited.
Oh
Hey,
my
it
God.
pays more, and there's only a limited days that I can take off, and it was either going to Punta Cana with my family, where
Who needs money though? You know what I mean?
you know
Ask
I
Joe.
drink and
Yeah. That's why I need to send him ice cream.
Sad times.
or go to Gen Con, and Punta Cana costs a little more and was more of a priority, because tropical paradises are
I will say this.
they're fun.
Hard to come
Although-
by.
There's that too.
Although I was not laying on the beach like Dan was, I did sample a bit of a tropical paradise while I had 10 margaritas on night 1 of Gen Con, and then drunkenly
That just sounds like
bought-
your average Tuesday, though.
Drunkenly bought Speak Out,
Yeah.
or whatever it's
That
called.
never came back
Oh,
with
yeah.
us because we're like, we don't have any room.
Yeah.
In
I
this
saw
game,
the video of that. What happened?
We bought it. We didn't really play it.
I mean,
just,
we played it
yelled-
kind of.
We just
We
yelled.
I saw
we
the
just
nightmare
yelled,
fuel
like,
of Joe
obscenities
attempting to
at-
eat a cookie.
Oh yeah, I fed Joe a Tate's chocolate chip cookie. Tate's
good.
chocolate
it
chip
was
cookies
delicious.
are the best chocolate chip cookies you can buy in a supermarket.
They don't
Actual
sponsor
fact.
us.
They,
They
don't
should
sponsor
sponsor
us.
us.
Well, they're about $8 a bag, and you only get 16 cookies. So
Yeah.
yeah, 50 cents a cookie.
That's like cafeteria prices. You know what I mean?
Really is.
Speaking
But-
of cafeteria, if you were at the con and you ate the chicken fingies, yes, I said chicken fingies
You
because
said it wrong
that's
already.
that's-
It's chicky
what?
fingies.
well, sorry.
Chinois. Like,
But yeah, they're
Chihuahua.
the chicken fingers
Quinoa?
were fantastic.
now,
Actually-
all right, you know what? Let's.
I had the
let's-
pizza
yes,
though,
let's
and we're
say-
all from Jersey.
no,
Pizza.
Yeah, no, you don't
If
get it anywhere
if this
else.
was Barstool
Look,
and I
if
did
you're-
the one bite, it was a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. It
If
was
you're out of the
trash.
tri-state area over
You don't
here,
eat pizza.
I don't understand
There's
why
no
you
such
order
thing as
pizza,
pizza.
at places.
Me and
Yeah.
Phil were just like, we're hungry. We were just like, want to get pizza? It's just,
There are-
it's
no,
gonna
you
be
get the chicken fingers.
yeah,
You get-
no.
No, you don't. You get chicky fingies. Grow up. But all right,
Grow
so the
up,
food at
bro.
the Indiana Convention Center
Was good.
is actually really
Pretty good, yeah.
for convention food.
Unless you're from Jersey and
It
you
is-
know good pizza. Other
Well,
than that,
obviously, well, you shouldn't get the pizza anyway.
Again,
Yeah.
you were
Why
out of
get
the
pizza
tri-state.
anywhere?
Why did you order pizza?
hungry.
Oh, I'm gonna go to Kansas, get some pizza. Yeah, that was a freaking
Oh, man,
bad
I can't
idea,
wait.
sir.
I can't wait to go to North Dakota and get authentic Mexican cuisine,
Yeah.
sprinkled with a
gonna
little
be
bit
great.
of Canadian spice.
Oh,
A little bit of
hope
maple
it's
syrup just
searing
for the
hot
flavor.
like the desert outside. Jesus.
Glad I can eat this burrito in 16 feet of snow.
In Alaska.
But all right, so Dan wasn't there. He was in a tropical paradise. We went to a restaurant twice in Indianapolis that is new to the downtown Indy area.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the name of it. All I knew is that it was where the
It's a-
tilted.
Things like taco shop, right?
It
Just
was-
some
It was something
Yeah.
taco shop.
taco shop.
Yeah, it was a
But
taco pub.
it
It was,
was-
yeah, it was a taco pub. It literally
Yeah.
said
Yeah,
taco
it was a
pub.
taco pub, and it was where the Tilted Kilt used to be.
If you know where
Wait,
that is. in
taco
Indianapolis.
pub?
It's
Yeah.
a taco
Yeah.
pub.
It's a pub that serves tacos.
Yeah.
That
Like
And-
literally,
It's
their
pretty great.
entire menu is 4 different types of tacos, 1 burrito, 1 quesadilla, and then a dessert.
And the biggest
Right
plate of
now,
nachos
they're-
known to mankind.
There's
the
some.
plate
but
There's
it's like a bar. It's a pub.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's where
That
the
sounds
Tilted
so
Kilt
That's where the
wrong.
Tilted Kilt was.
Yeah, I know
Same
where the
layout,
tilted
same
kilt
was
bar.
amazing.
but I'm just
It was
saying, like,
amazing.
just
Supposedly they're still
it
tweaking
just
the
sounds
menu.
wrong.
They're still tweaking the menu supposedly because there was a
new.
couple of things that were like, oh, can we get this? Like, yeah, we don't really have that right now because they're still tweaking the menu. Like, but their food's really
new.
good. Like their burrito, I had the first day was really
Oh,
good,
burrito's
and then I had
pretty
like
legit.
these pork belly tacos. Oh, the
yeah,
best.
I had the pork belly taco on the first night, and it was pork belly with a grilled piece of pineapple.
Yeah,
And a habanero dressing.
really good.
Grilled piece of pineapple.
Oh, grilled pineapple's the best
I
pineapple.
think you kind of lost me there. I don't like pineapple.
I'm not a
You
pineapple
don't
guy
even like
either.
bacon.
Yeah.
Grow up.
That's weird. That is weird. Pineapple and bacon are even on the same side of the food spectrum. You're like just missing holes all over the place.
Yeah.
Hey,
I understand if you're like, I don't like pineapple, and also I don't like other citrus fruit. Like, oh, okay, yeah. But bacon is like, it's not there. That's
What that is? That's just I don't know. I was gonna
Joe
think of
was
something
saying
funny.
everything-
Joe
What
started
Joe
something
wanted to
there.
say
Joe
is
has been
that there's
degrading
more
as a
plot
human
holes
being.
in Dan's culinary life than in the last.
I was gonna try to think of
Yeah.
something funny, but it just eluded
All right, I
me.
have to
'Cause I'm
agree
like,
with you there.
how?
You're not
How
wrong
don't you
at
like
all.
bacon? It's the best.
All right,
On to things that are relevant.
on to things that are relevant.
Could I have some fat back?
We ate a lot. Well, no, actually, no. We really didn't eat that much this year. We only went to Steak and Shake like twice.
Twice, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
really weird considering this is the first Gen Con I've missed, and the past 3 of them that I've went to, we've had Steak and Shake
Well,
a minimum
We went
4
to
times.
we went to Taco Place twice. Went to Steak and Shake twice. Then
We also
last
went
day-
to
last day we went to Cracker Barrel.
Oh, that's. I know exactly what Rob. All right, this is
Oh.
this is the best. We went to a hibachi restaurant.
That was
Yeah.
it.
That was a block away from
Oh,
our
I
hotel.
remember this
And
story.
It was
let
good.
me tell you. Let me tell our viewers the tale of hibachi.
It was
Number
good.
one, it was outstanding.
Yes.
It was
And
good food.
very reasonably priced, even though Joe
Oh, yeah,
thought
it was-
otherwise as soon as we
So I was
sat
like,
down.
why is it so expensive? We were like, what are you,
Oh my
crazy?
God!
Well,
It's $22 for
when-
it's $22 for shrimp, chicken, and steak.
When you're
altogether.
balling on a
Wow.
budget, you gotta sacrifice.
Ballin'
You
on
ever
a
been
budget,
to-
he calls
So-
You ever
it.
been to like a Mount Fuji? You ever been to like any hibachi
Like
place?
actual
$20
hibachi?
for hibachi is
Is
pretty good.
amazing.
That is
No, it's
true.
not pretty
Now-
good.
now that
It's
I-
amazing.
Now that I think about
considering-
it, but I do regret not actually getting hibachi. But the guy that was cooking for us was a nice guy. He's just like, I feel bad because you fucked up, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you this.
He didn't. I don't
No,
think,
he didn't feel bad because you fucked up. He felt bad.
he just
Period.
felt bad.
It was like
Yeah.
you were
This
there.
is obviously their
not
simple friend.
eating.
He's like, this is obviously their simple friend. He's a very simple lad. He doesn't know why he's here. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just gonna give him some food. I feel bad, you know. It's like
Give him
it's
some
like a
shrimpies. put
You
a
were
smile on his
to
face.
him. You were essentially the cat that walked up to the back porch
Just
looking
sat
for
there.
milk.
I was
you're
like,
the
"Can I have
reverse. You're
some?"
the reverse of Kirk. Who
Yeah. We'll get to that. That's
Quite
the best part
openly.
of the
Oh,
story.
Kirk.
Is our buddy
Great.
Kirk that came with us. So what he did, what happened with that was he ordered udon noodles, which is part of the hibachi, and he was like, I'm gonna get all this stuff, and he was like, okay. So he had his plate there because you have the plates lined
Also,
up
it's
around.
not hibachi.
But-
It's hibachi.
Hibachi.
It's not like a Tekken character.
Yeah. So
Hibachi.
we have like when you go there, all the plates are there where he's cooking, and there's just like so he could just serve the people. And Kirk had all his stuff, and he was waiting for like I think it was
Just more stuff.
yeah, he was just waiting for more stuff, and the guy's like in his broken Japanese English, he's like you eat. You done. You can eat. And Kirk's like, oh. It's like, it's getting cold. It's like, I don't know. And Kirk was like Kirk gets real anxious for no reason. And he was just like, oh, okay. He just started eating. And I think the guy that was cooking picked up on it, and he did the old fake, I'm gonna shoot.
He pretended to shoot soy sauce.
Soy
at
sauce
Kirk,
on
and
him?
Kirk almost fell out of his chair.
It was great.
Yeah.
He was just like eating. He's like, oh, whoa.
To be fair, this is an average reaction for Kirk, if anything. You could like snap your fingers in front of his face.
Also, to
and-
be fair, that soy sauce container had like a legit like straw-like object in it that shot out at
Just
Kirk.
shot out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Did it actually hit Kirk at all?
Yes.
Good.
It's great.
That's hilarious.
He's
and
like,
I wish
"Ah!"
I saw that.
I was like, it's like I
But yeah,
knew it was good.
hibachi was great. Food was great at Gen Con.
Our waitress was adorable.
The Gen Con beer was different this year. I enjoyed it. Rob hated it because Rob hates beer.
Facts.
Phil enjoyed it. Joe enjoyed it.
Well, Phil enjoys anything with an
Alcohol
alcohol
content.
content.
I actually
that's
love
true.
birch beer.
I bought
Birch beer.
a
Drinking.
Viking drinking horn at the con,
Drinking
and I
that Pennsylvania Dutch right now.
bought a
Knock knock.
who dare Pennsylvania Dutch.
Sponsor us.
Pay us now.
But yeah, I bought a Viking drinking horn there, and I christened it with some beer.
So this is all average Gen Con board game stuff, obviously.
Honestly, yeah, this just sounds like an average trip for us.
At least for us.
All right, so let me ask you this, gentlemen, except for Dan because he wasn't there.
Nope.
Leave now.
Okay.
What was your favorite game played at Gen Con?
You wanna go
well,
first, Rob?
Rob.
Oh, okay. Like, did we just played?
Yeah, we like demoed
No
or
other
played.
name. bought it or anything?
Demoed, bought, played, which either.
Oh, boy.
Either or.
There was actually a lot. I played a lot of games. Me and Pete, the other guy that went with us, went around and just literally demoed a crap load of games. But my favorite games, man, it's gonna be hard to narrow down. There's probably Keyforge was really fun to play. That's the Richard Garfield game.
I was a huge fan of Keyforge.
GKR, Giant Killer Robots, the game that we had to ship back, the huge game. That game was crazy fun.
It just sounds interesting. I really want to.
I
want
didn't
to try
get
it.
I didn't get a chance to demo it, but when it comes in, we will play it.
We
and
played it.
1,000%
Yeah.
review that one.
What else? Radiant. Radiant was really good. That's Radiant Offline Battle Arena.
Yep.
Which is
Roba.
Radiant Offline. Well, where is it?
Radiant
Offline multiplayer.
offline battle.
No, battle
just
arena. Okay,
Radiant
Roba.
offline
I
battle
was right.
arena. Roba.
Roba. We just call it Radiant, but that was really good. That's a lane-based. It's a card game that simulates a
MOBA,
like
yeah.
League of Legends or Dota 2 or any of those style games.
Warcraft 3, the OG.
Yeah, Defense of the Ancients.
Yeah.
But I don't. Game of the whole thing, the funnest game to play was actually the funnest game to play. There's 2 games that were really fun to play. One of them.
I know you're. think
I already know
it.
which one you're gonna say, and I
No,
wasn't
he
even
said
there.
2, and I'm pretty sure I know which ones they are.
They're games that none of us here own, but somebody else that went with us bought. And it's what's the name of that one? The
Death
disease
Wish?
game? Death Wish,
And
and Dude.
There we go.
And
That's the one I
Those
knew.
games are both. I don't want to say. Well, Dude is definitely a party game. Death Wish. I
It's a
wanna
party
s-
game.
Well, no,
It's a
I want to say
heavier.
it's a party game.
It's a heavier
but
game
but
for.
it might be a little too heavy for party game. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it. I don't know. I'd have to get drunk and try it, honestly. But it's
Dude.
a
So,
it's a
Tuesday.
hilarious game, and it's
Yeah.
really good, and it's mechanically very, very sound.
Yeah.
That's Death Wish, and then Dude is the most mechanically sound game of all time.
We're gonna
because
be-
It's just the greatest game. Of
We're
all
gonna
time.
be having reviews on these games, so we'll.
Yeah,
If you watch those videos, you'll see how these games play and why they're so funny.
Almost every game we mention on this podcast, we will be having a review put out for it in the very near future.
Yes.
Well, it's to be like a game like Dude, we'll probably just have a review and a gameplay because that's the review.
Yep.
Because that's the game, Dude.
So, here
Dude.
we'll give the listeners a
Dude.
quick rundown on Dude. So in Dude, each player gets a deck of 7 cards. No, it's a 7-player game. Each
Yeah.
player gets a deck of 12 cards. Each deck has 2
Copies.
copies of a card. There's 6 cards, 2 copies of each in the deck. What you do is you look at the top card of your deck, and it's going to say the word Dude.
It says Dude. They
But it's
all
gonna be-
say
it's-
Dude.
And they all say Dude, but each one is going to be written differently. So what you do is simultaneously, all the players start saying
Like,
dude,
dude.
the way they think it's supposed to be said on their card.
So, like, if it's written in cursive, you have to say
Dude.
dude.
If it's written
Yeah.
in cursive, dude. Or sometimes there's a card where the text is
It's, like,
extremely
really,
small.
really small.
So you just go,
Dude. Dude.
Dude.
and then
And you try
can-
and match it with other
and
people
you-
that are
so
saying
if-
Dude.
And if you see that you're not matching with anyone, you can put it at the bottom of your deck and draw another one.
Take the next one.
And as soon as you feel like you match with someone, you point at them and go, sweet. And if
And
they say
say
sweet,
sweet.
in return, you reveal your cards to each other. If you matched, you each score the points.
So, is
If
this
n-
just the dude, where's my card
no,
game?
because it's not based on Dude. Where's
It's
My
based
Card,
off of
it's
The
based
Big
on
Lebowski.
Okay.
Mhm.
The Dude.
So if you match, you each score your cards. You put them in front of you face up.
Then you take
If-
your next card.
If you don't, you discard the card face down into a general discard pile in the middle of the table. Draw another card.
And nobody gets points.
And you keep on going. And you don't get points. If you don't match, you don't get points, and there's no going back.
And when the first player to run out of cards, whether or not they paired them or got rid of them, like if they have no deck of dudes in front
If
of
there's
them,
no deck or no
they
cards
just
in their
stop
hand,
and they just go chill. And when I say chill, everybody stops.
everyone has to chill. And then,
Yeah,
you
everyone
count,
has
and
to
then
chill.
everyone counts their cards. Whoever ran out of cards, whoever has the least cards in their deck
Whoever has
wins
the
the
most
game.
dudes scored wins.
Yes.
It's the easiest game of all time.
Super
Yeah.
simple. We played it about 8 times in the open gaming area at Gen Con, and it was a blast.
And it's not old.
All right. So, Joe, what was your favorite game?
There's 2 of them we demoed. One that I picked up, one that I didn't. But we are going to do a review for both of them. The first one was this game called Highlander. If you don't know what that is, it's based off the movie Highlander, and it's pretty much a sword fight simulator game where you pretty much play cards and you clash and see if you defend. And it's a really, really good. It's a strategic card game, but it's a sword fight simulator. It's-
Very small game.
Yeah.
About 40 cards in the entire game.
Mhm.
And you're just playing. each turn you switch between attacker and defender, and you're playing cards trying to the attacker's trying to not match any symbols with your opponent's card, and the defender is trying to match symbols
And you're
with you.
trying to chain your cards together.
And
Yeah.
and there's a chain mechanic to the game where there's symbols on the bottom of the card that you have to at least match one of them in the next card
You
you
have to
play.
sequence it out because that's where you fight
It's
in
like,
the
it's
sword
like if you
fight.
kick with your left foot, then on the bottom of that card, it'll say like you can headbutt or hit with your right hand.
And
Yeah.
then in the next card you have to do at least one of those things.
Yeah.
So then you're like, oh,
Really-
next card you headbutt. And then
Really
it says you can
simple
kick
game,
and, you know.
cheap game too.
Yeah.
$20 game,
Mhm.
easily pick it up.
Flows
Um,
nicely. And
Yeah.
the first turn when you're learning it takes a minute, and then right after that it kind of just goes.
It flows really well, which is honestly surprising because it is a little bit confusing at first
Yeah,
when you
it
play
is.
it because of the chaining of the cards.
But it's a good game. I liked it. And for my second game, it was a game called Doom Seekers. It's based off of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar. It's a card game. Well,
Well,
it's more like the components of the game are cards, but it's more like a lane brawler.
yeah, it's not a card game.
Yeah.
It's like a
It has a board, and you pretty much you pick a bunch of creatures from either Skaven, Chaos, and I think Undead, I believe.
we don't pick them either though. They just
Yeah,
Kinda
well, like
flip.
you'd be like, oh, here's all the cards, and you got to be like, I'm gonna fight this guy.
yeah,
But
there's
the
stuff you gotta
object-
kill.
Yeah, the object of the game is to die a honorable death and go to Dwarf Valhalla. And the game what the game is you pretty much you have you pick a Slayer, which is a type of dwarf. If you know the Age of Sigmar
Or
lore,
the
it's a type
Warhammer Fantasy.
of Warhammer Fantasy. It's a type of dwarf warrior, and the game's up to I believe 4 players, and each one has a dwarf card. And they each have like an effect. Like the one that I was using, it was every time you take a wound, I believe you get
You draw a card.
you draw a card and you get a rune. And what the runes do are when you die, you can use those runes to bet on people whether or not they're going to win or lose a battle.
They're also rerolls.
And they're rerolls as well, yes. But that's the best part is when you die, you can be like, oh, I'm going to bet on you. You're going to lose, and I get a certain amount of, if you
Glory.
win, I'll get a certain amount of gold from you. And then if we haven't gotten to that point, we haven't died when we played it.
But yeah, if you basically bet on whether they are gonna win or lose. The
Yeah.
fight. So if you're like you're gonna lose and then they lose, you get glory.
And you also, there's
There's-
cards in the game called fate cards where you play every turn
They kind of mess each other
to
up.
mess, yeah,
or
like
to
one-
help each other.
or to help each other. Either way,
Yeah.
but your
Sometimes helping
main
them
the main
benefits
goal
you.
is to die and to
Die
well,
in the most
the
glorious
game
way
ends
possible.
is when there's no more creatures in it, but it's to gain the most glory at the end of the game from
Yeah.
your battles. Even when you're dead, you can still win glory.
Yeah,
So
either you run out of creatures in the creature deck, or every Slayer except for one dies.
before one dies.
Yeah.
And if even that one Slayer's still alive, they still might lose because that's
Yeah,
the
'cause
the
they
aim
didn't-
of the
they
game.
didn't
Because they
have
didn't
a
die.
glorious death.
Yeah.
I mean, if the whole game is to die,
And
you're
you get
alive.
and you each have a grudge. If you know the lore of that, that's like one of the greatest things of the dwarves is the
Yeah.
High Ruler has a book of grudges, and you each get a grudge, and the grudge is like a little secret, like objective you have to have like the most of before the game ends. Like mine was kill the most epic creatures, and then you'll gain 2 points more off of those creatures. So it's a really really fun game. That was probably my favorite game to demo.
If you've-
I picked that game up. We're gonna be doing a review
If
of
you've
that.
played the Bloodborne game, I don't know if any of you've played the Bloodborne game, but if you've played the Bloodborne game, it's similar. Not, I guess, in its gameplay.
Similar in a way where you're all trying to help each other, but try to like screw
but
each other
trying-
over in the
exactly.
same instance.
Like
yeah.
everybody plays a card, and you know everyone's gonna play a card, and you're all trying to kill the thing,
Yeah,
but
you're trying to
kinda-
outbeat
you're also
them by
trying to beat
points.
them at the same time.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
what
like-
the Slayers are trying to
so it's
do
like
also.
a PVE essentially.
Yeah, like you might play a card that gives a Slayer -2.
yeah,
I might play a card that gives a Slayer +1, and then if he wins, I heal 1 wound.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, oh, you want him to lose, I want him to win. But
Oh.
also, if he wins, I kind of get a little bonus, So like, and we all go around, play 1 card each, and then if he wins or loses that fight based on those, bonuses.
See, when we picked the
That makes
game up,
sense.
Rob kept on getting the card set out of the way, where he would be like, "I'm going to fight somebody," but then someone played a fake card. So like, no, I'm going to fight it instead, and
Yeah,
you're
they
not
kept
going to gain
stealing all my
any
monsters.
points. And for like I think like a good 3 or 4 rounds, he wasn't able to fight anyone because everyone was playing out of the way on him.
I had 2 combats the entire game.
Yeah.
You get 1 combat at turns, and there was like 8 rounds. I was like, this is great.
Little do you people know that is a complete blessing for everybody else playing the game
Yeah.
because Rob is the king of
It's
analysis
busted.
paralysis,
He
and
really
he will
is.
take about
Every
half an hour
game.
Wrong.
per turn.
I got 1 combat in, killed 3 dudes, and they were like, yeah, that's never happening again. And I was like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, there's other mechanics in the game where when you battle, there's a certain amount of hit points a creature has. You have to roll plus the hit point. It's like each dwarf does 2 damage, vanilla, and you get dice, and your dice plus your vanilla damage on your card
Is
will have to roll higher than what the creature you're fighting.
plus or
so,
minus
like,
the values on the
Yeah.
cards we
So say like you're fighting a
Okay.
creature that is a like 5 because that's like a level 1 because there's 3 levels of creatures in this game. So say you have to roll like a level. There's like a 5. That's really easy to kill. So you're already at 2. So all you have to do is roll a 3 or higher and you beat the creature.
Mhm.
And it
or
just gets
you
higher.
have crap luck like Rob.
Yeah, and roll a 1. And a
Every
1 in the
time.
game is
Yeah, 1 in the game is an
is
automatic
100% failure. Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have plus 87.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like if you have weapons
So
because
a
you
crit
buy
fail is just
Because
that
any
a crit fail.
because any creature could be potentially deadly.
Yeah, it's a critical failure. And it's like you buy weapons too. Like
Sure,
when you kill
okay.
a creature, you gain gold, and you could buy weapons. So if you have like maybe like you have all your weapons stacked up, because dwarves can hold infinite weapons because they're dwarves. Why wouldn't they?
Facts.
But they if like
I
say
don't
say you have
pretend
like
to understand
say you have
Warhammer
like
fantasy.
10 axes,
Any
And-
fantasy.
each axe is like plus 1 damage, and you roll a 1, you'll still lose that battle because you rolled a 1. It's a critical failure. But yeah, the game is really good, very simple. And you should pick it up because it's fun. If you like Warhammer, if you like dwarves, if you like losing friends, because that game can potentially do it.
Yeah,
It's a good game.
it's true.
So,
Speaking of Warhammer, actually,
well, yes. Speaking of Warhammer, actually, because
What,
I had
what's your
3.
favorite game?
I had 3.
3 favorite games? That's
Yes.
not fair.
Is that a ghost?
no. Hi. Yeah, come on in, Gerard.
Our friend Gerard decided to pop
He's
his
just
head in.
being
Like a
awkward
weird
and
little
strange.
creeper.
The door.
We all went silent trying to figure out
Say
if we
hi
were
to the
going to
people,
die or
Gerard.
not.
What's up, everybody? That actually picked up. That was good.
It's because you're
So-
loud.
Well, I mean, it's Gerard.
So
You can
I
hear
had,
him from
I had,
half up
I
the block.
had three favorite games. One is the first game I purchased on Thursday. I bought it within 10 seconds of being in the hall, and the version of the game that I bought sold out a minute later, and then the game sold out over the weekend, and that would be The Reckoners. There were 3 versions of the game for sale. There was the basic version of the
It's a good
game, the deluxe version of the game, and then the epic version of the game. The differences of those versions are that the deluxe version came with metal components, and the epic version came with metal components and painted figures.
Hold on. You got the epic.
I got the epic.
I know you.
The range of prices were $100, $120, and $140. So
That's
I
not
think
bad
That's-
though. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That,
not
wow,
bad.
that's
$40
honestly a lot
so
cheaper than what I thought you were
$40
going to
for
say.
metal for better components and painted minis. Take it any time. Plus, you got all the Kickstarter bonuses that came with the game for all the promos and stuff. If you don't know what the Reckoners is, like I said, we're going to be doing a review on all these games.
based on a book series.
It's based on a book series. It's a 3-part book series. I'm going to read it because I'm absolutely obsessed with this game. It's not better than Scythe. Scythe is still my #1 game of all time. But it's
Except for Dude.
it's going to climb. Dude's going to be probably my #2. But Scythe is climbing. The Reckoners is climbing. Now, the other 2 games are both card games. One, a TCG, and one, its own hybrid thing that
I
has
didn't
never
even
been
include-
done before.
I didn't even include the TCG.
It's a
Oh.
whole new thing.
I'm
So-
saying in my list of best
Yeah.
games.
So,
I don't know, I thought of it differently.
we're going to go with the TCG first. And that would be Warhammer Age of Sigmar Champions. The game is put out by PlayFusion. Goodbye, Gerard.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
The game is put out by PlayFusion. They put out a game called Light Seekers, and this game is similar to Light Seekers in a lot of ways, but different in a lot
of
more.
ways.
Lane combat. You have champions.
A lot of twists and
You have
turns.
4 factions in the game. You have chaos, you have death, you have the order, and you have destruction. Order, destruction, and death would be the skeletons, the orcs, and the angels, the Stormcast, who also can put out elves.
And
who
elves.
are insane.
Pretty
Game,
boss.
game is
And the chaos or chaos.
fairly simple to pick up and play. You can buy a starter deck.
The rules are 2 pages.
It's 2 pages of rules. That's it.
That's a lot to read.
It's very straightforward. Extremely straightforward. Literally, if you think it happens, 90% of the time, that's what happens.
There's also an app for the game where
an
each
app, yes.
card is scannable. They each have a unique code on them, and you can scan the game into an app. It's in beta right now, I believe.
Well, you can download the app, but it's not fully released unless you were a founder.
Yes.
If you were one of the thousand people that bought a founders pack, like I did, you can get beta access to online play. Right now, I can't tell you anything about it because it is NDA.
Yes.
I signed a non-disclosure agreement. I cannot tell you anything. So I'm going to leave it at that, but you can download the app and scan your cards, and when the app is fully released, your cards will be there.
And
That's
you can
all I can
actually use these cards in the app.
So here's
It's kind of like Pokemon, but better.
But better,
Yes,
yeah.
because how Pokemon is, you get the QR code and you get a digital pack. Every card you own is saved in its database, and you can use those cards. So
Specifically, card for card.
So technically, if you plan on playing this game both on the app and physically, if you buy the physical copies of the copies, you're getting a 2-for-1 deal.
Which is
100%.
amazing considering.
There are
how
also
most
cards you can scan in to get packs as well. They come in each pack.
Well, they don't come in each pack. They come in the packs that come in your starter deck.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Also, my other favorite game of Gen Con, Rob mentioned it earlier and I chimed in a little bit, and that would be Keyforge.
Mm-hmm.
Keyforge is another card game. It's being put out by Fantasy Flight, so it's in good hands. It is the most unique card game of all time. And I say that with uttermost confidence.
Not quite mechanically, but at least with how it is.
In general. Just in general. It is
being handled.
The most unique card game of all time.
You can't trade cards, friends.
Nope. You cannot trade cards because
you get a deck. Every deck is unique.
Every deck in the game is unique.
Oh, this is the one that you were telling me about.
Every deck has a different card back. Every deck has the name of the deck on the card back. And
not interchangeable.
Not interchangeable.
There's no mixing or matching.
So here's how Keyforge works. I'm not going to give you like how to play, but just the overall aspect of the game.
We'll do a video on that soon.
Well,
so.
when it comes out, we'll do a
Yeah.
video on
Well,
it, 100%.
yeah, as you say.
It comes out in October.
Oh, so we got a while.
Got
Be
2
on
months.
the lookout for that.
So
People actually, when I got back, the most questions that I got asked was, did I get Keyforge? And I was like, the game's not out. So
Yeah.
what was that Gen Con? I was
It's
like,
only
I mean,
demos.
I played
the
it.
only, well, the only
and you can
people
demo
that
it,
got,
but
if
you
you were
couldn't
at the
actually,
if you were at the Fantasy Flight panel on Wednesday, every single person there got a deck.
That's not the random ones, though, right?
No, it is.
Was the
It's
random
just-
ones?
It's just
Yeah.
early copies of decks. We weren't there because we were at the media event for Age of
For
Sigmar
Age of
Champions.
Sigmar.
Yeah, shout out to PlayFusion. That was actually really awesome. You guys throwing that together.
It was really good. It
Free
was
beers, nice.
Open bar, demos all around, early access to product. It was a really good time. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes, definitely.
So, Keyforge. Like I said, there are none of the decks are the same. You will never see the same copy of a deck anywhere unless it's the 2 decks that come in the starter. In the starter of the game, just like every Fantasy Flight game, you're going to get all the essential tokens that you need for the game. So you're going to have to buy the starter, but the best part about it is you can just split the starter with a friend.
Yep.
Because the starter comes with two pre-made decks, and those 2 decks are the same in every starter, just so you can learn how to play the game.
Well, I mean, isn't every deck in this game technically pre-made?
Yeah, but I'm saying like they're the same decks
Yeah.
in every starter. But then on
Yeah.
top of that, you're going to get 2 random decks. So when you're done learning how to play the game, you can have your first official Keyforge deck. Now, say you don't like that deck, and like I said, you can't interchange cards. Luckily, they have booster packs, and a booster pack is literally just a pre-made
whole
deck.
Yeah, it's a whole new deck.
For
$10, whole deck.
For the slim cost of $9.99, you buy that deck, and boom, you have a new deck. Now, the cool thing about Keyforge is how they're going to be doing their tournament systems.
Yep.
Each deck has a card, and on that card is a code.
Yep, like a QR code.
And the tournament organizer, when you go to sign up to play, you don't even have to write down what your deck is.
You just scan
All
it
you
right
do is
in.
Scan this. They scan the card, and your deck is uploaded, and they
registered.
know what's going on. And then you get your wins, losses, blah 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 blah.
It's all registered in the app.
It's all registered to the giant database that they're going to have. Now, the cool thing about this is they can track which decks are doing the best. So, say you get a guy that is undefeated in like 5 months, and he's played in a tournament once a week since he got his deck, and he has not lost a game. Fantasy Flight's going to look at that and go,
Banhammer.
well,
Maybe.
They're going to go, wow, that deck's really busted. They can either do a handicap for it, so when he scans his card, they're going to be like, oh, by the way,
If you play
Here's
this
some
deck,
new rules
Here's a new
because
rule
you're
for your
playing
deck.
this.
Or
Or-
they Banhammer.
or they can
For now.
ultimately, if
Until there's more things that come in that can deal with it. I don't know if they're going to do that.
Well,
but
exactly, we don't know, but that's a thing that they could do. They can just say,
right now, it's they're not really talking about banning. They're just talking about nerfing.
nerfing, yeah.
just
Yeah.
nerfing the cards, but in the future,
Not
it could
nerfing
be
the
a
cards,
thing.
nerfing the deck itself.
The
through-
deck,
through
yeah.
the mechanics.
Yeah.
Because there's a mechanic that they have in place that it's like a resource that cards generate in the game inherently anyway.
Yeah.
But they can start you out with a high amount of it, which is actually a bad thing. It's not like mana and magic or anything like that. It's like
No.
like reverse mana almost.
It
Yeah.
actually is.
Um,
Chain effects and everything.
Yeah. So
So-
you can start out with like a high chain, which lets you draw X cards a turn, and it's like a handicap. And that's how they're talking about handicapping the decks.
Yeah.
Just having them start out with a high amount of chain, and that chain will increase the more they win with it.
Yeah.
Decrease the less they win with it. Until
Yeah.
it finds like a happy median, and it becomes like a normalized
Then it
deck.
becomes balanced,
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
which is awesome.
It
I think
sounds
it's great.
really cool.
And how
it's going to use the database as its reference.
yeah. And how Joe was saying with the Banhammer, I don't think they'll ever get to that point. But even if they did, like, it's $10.
Yeah.
It's
Whoa.
$10. It's like, oh my god, I can't play my deck anymore. Luckily, there's
Luckily,
a shelf with 50 of them. But
luckily, I
I, can just
already
spend
won the-
$30 and get 3.
Luckily, I already won for the last 5 months.
Yeah,
So buy
really.
another deck.
You gotta have some sort of credit or
Yeah.
prize support where you probably have 4 other decks.
Those are
All
my
in
3 favorite
stud.
games. A runner-up would be Everdell, just because of how gorgeous of a game that is, and Detective. Even though I haven't even played it yet, just really excited about Detective.
Mm.
You-
Yeah, it sounds like a really cool
Nyctophobia
campaign
was
game.
cool. Nyctophobia was really, really cool. Joe fell asleep while playing it.
I had
Sounded about
I had
right.
the blinders on because you wear glasses, and I was like,
wear the
it was
blackout
almost
sunglasses.
2 in the morning, and I was just like, I can't see anything, so I'm just gonna close my eyes. And every time, be like, he'll grab my hands, like Joe, like, oh, okay, I'm up, I'm not sleeping, because there's actually a thing with blind people where there's like they can't see, so it's almost like a blind narcolepsy where they just fall asleep out of nowhere, and now I know what that feels like. It's actually pretty scary.
No, you don't.
Kind of. I was just exhausted.
You have no idea.
But yeah, Nyctophobia is pretty cool.
Yep, Nyctophobia was cool.
I went. I
God,
literally.
charades.
I literally, when I was playing Nyctophobia, I literally made an S. Because I was like, I'm going to go here. I'm going to
Joe,
go there.
While playing the only game of Nyctophobia we played over the weekend, Joe went back and forth 8 times.
Yeah, it was bad.
Just going
Seems reasonable.
from his starting space, he went 4 spaces in one direction, and then came back.
I don't know
Over
where
and
I'm
over and
going.
over again.
I don't know.
But yeah, another game that I really, really enjoyed was God Hates Charades.
It's a good game.
Who
It's-
doesn't hate charades?
The
God
best.
Hates Charades is going to be the very first not suitable for work review we ever do on this channel. And for good reason.
Which
Yeah.
means Liquor will most likely be involved.
No, not at all.
For
Just
me, it will.
has to. Just the
It includes references that are more adult-like in nature.
Yes.
Like,
Possibly Death Wish
Unshelled
too.
Zoidberg
Death Wish.
that you put into our group chat.
yes.
Death Wish as well. We might have to put a little flag on there too,
Yeah,
just to make
well,
sure.
if we do the
Yeah.
review with the NSFW
Yeah,
expansion,
not safe for work one.
Which
We
which
should.
we are.
Yeah.
right,
I
we're
mean,
100%.
Guess what?
There's no point
It's
in us
happening.
not. So
So we're all adults here. If not, grow up.
How'd you get the gush? Well, I was living with.
Oh, you
Oh,
were biting.
God.
I was
You
bitten
kept
by a
getting
camel.
bitten by camels
Yeah.
over and over.
Every
and
game
over
is
again.
bitten by camels. Also, it turns out I'm the best at dying. I've won every game. Of that.
That's
game-
another
every
game,
game I played,
guys.
I-
Death
I
Wish is
won.
another game where you want to die.
Yep.
It's a lot of
That's the whole
death. A
point.
lot of death in the games we
Whole
play.
point of Death Wish is contracting diseases and explaining how you got them.
well, with a name like Death Wish, I think you'd want to die.
All right. Well, that about does it for Gen Con.
Not really, but like kind of.
There's a lot more.
There's a
but-
lot more, but just
We went over a lot of the stuff. We went over a lot of the games we played, what the games that we liked. Just to go over again, I'd say my top 3 games are probably, in all fairness, like legit. I mean, fun to play. If we're
No,
just,
just like
just
the
fun to
best
play,
games you played.
then it's like, dude. But the best games, as far as like mechanically, the good games is probably for me. I liked Radiant. I liked
Evil High Priest.
yeah, I liked Evil High Priest. Man, now you made me lose my. Damn it!
Why do you do
The
this?
worst.
Because I'm surprised he didn't mention it earlier.
I was gonna mention it earlier, and then it went to other people, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm never coming back.
Boo hoo.
Boo hoo. Damn you. But it would be Radiant, probably Age of Sigmar Champions, since we're counting that, and I don't know.
Doomseeker.
No, probably Giant Killer Robots, because me and Pete played that game. That game was pretty crazy.
But yeah, Radiant. I don't think we explained. We explained what Radiant
we
was,
kinda
right?
explained
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Radiant
Sort of,
is
kinda what it is.
literally
It's like
a
Yeah,
MOBA put onto
Yeah,
the table.
we're gonna do a review on it anyway. By the way, guys, if
Yeah.
it's 10 days left, I believe, of their Kickstarter. So
From the point of this being out, there will be 13 days left.
13 days. So yeah, take a look at it and help them out because they're good people.
100%
and,
back that game.
And the game is a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Get
So
bonus characters too.
if you enjoy playing League of Legends or like we said, Dota 2, it's the best version of a board game wise without having to creep farm. So it's like the stress of like having to like, oh god, I'm gonna get ganked. Well, you still can get ganked, but you're gonna know when you're gonna get ganked. So it's a really really good game, and I'd say definitely back that. And shout out to the guy that helped all of us. I think you and Rob had another guy help you
Yeah,
guys when you
we
did
had
demo.
His name was also Rob.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to
fact.
Rob. He was a good guy. He helped us a lot.
He did. He actually helped me among a lot.
Yep. Rob sat with us for a bit. Robert Denton, his name is.
Yep.
He was a really good dude.
As he explains himself, the guy with the mustache.
The guy with the
Guy
mustache
with
that
the
likes synthwave.
mustache.
Yeah, the like synthwave. He liked our
he
shirts.
was just like, "Oh, you guys listen to the Midnight? I like your shirt logo."
Hell yeah.
we were like, yeah,
Hell
boy.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Dude, we're all about 80s, so yes.
He's our new best friend, Joe. Not you though.
All right.
Sad times.
So on to things in the future. The next convention we are going to will be PAX Unplugged.
PAX Unplugged.
End of November, going into December. I have a press badge. I don't know about these people.
Fairly
Gotta-
confident I submitted for it, but I think I still have
knows.
to.
Gotta
I don't
get on
know.
it.
I don't remember.
Gotta get on that. I haven't gotten around to it.
We're
yet.
going to do that right after this wraps up.
Yeah, probably.
Might as well. Laptops aren't in front of me.
Truth. Truth.
So yeah, come hang out with us at PAX. We are actually going to have new shirts coming
Sweet.
out in the very near future. If you're a wrestling fan,
You'll get it.
you'll get it. If you're not,
You'll
you'll
still
still
get
like
it.
it. You'll
Well,
still
if
like
you're a
your
wrestling fan from pre
2000s wrestling.
2003.
If you're a fan,
Of the good wrestling, the good old days of
good old
the Attitude
the
Era.
days of
You're
glory.
like the Xbox age.
The Xbox age. Okay.
No,
Days of-
Xbox, not the Xbox.
Oh, I
age.
heard Xbox age. I was like, wow, that wasn't
If
that
you're a
far
fan
back
of that
anyway.
other faction that wasn't Degeneration X, you're gonna love this shirt. That's your only hint.
That's right.
You already understand.
That's right. Know what it is? Too cool.
hate you. I hate
Oh
you.
God, Joe.
R.I.P. Grandmaster
the-
Sexy.
It's the rock and sock connection.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, that being said, PAX Unplugged is our next convention. Come hang out with us. We're going to be there. Maybe we'll even have some shirts to give away to some people. Probably
Maybe.
order a bunch, just do that. We're probably going to put some shirts on pre-order as well.
Yeah.
We have a feeling it's going to be a very hot seller just because of the design of the shirt.
It'd be
Just
sweet.
because of wrestling fans.
Yep.
That's literally it.
Can I say it would be maybe it'll be a little too given away if I do it.
Yeah, don't even say it.
Joe?
No speaking, Joe.
Yeah.
Speaking rights revoked.
Joe speaking is provoked, and I'm gonna
Provoked. Revoked.
It's provoked. I'm gonna provoke Joe.
I'm
and
provoking.
revoke his speaking. I'm gonna revoke Dan and Rob of their speaking as well, because it's about time to wrap this up. Like I said, Gen Con was great. PAX is gonna be great. Come hang out with us. Expect a new podcast in a couple weeks. Expect a lot of reviews
knows?
coming
Maybe
up
tomorrow.
soon.
Ooh.
Might be a new one. Yeah, you never know.
Who knows?
Even though I'll be at a Giants game tomorrow, but
Preseason.
everyone else
Yep.
can do it. That being
Or
said,
not.
go Giants. See you guys at PAX. See you guys on the internet. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook.
Social media.
Yep.
Just
in
find a
general,
platform.
Twitter.
Google us.
We're
You'll
everywhere.
find us.
You'll see us.
It'll be in the links.
It'll
Send
be
us
in the links.
your beta games or alpha games. We could test it for you.
What
Send
Joe
Jo-
really meant to say is send him your ice cream
Yeah,
because
And your
we're
ice cream.
still waiting on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm Anthony.
I'm Joe.
I'm Dan.
I'm not Anthony.
We'll see you next time.
Later,
Peace.
guys.